Following a steep dip in the previous session, NVIDIA shares fell in early trading on Friday, falling below the heavily watched $200 threshold. The action is taken at a time when strong demand signals from artificial intelligence spending are overshadowed by investor fears about growing competition. Before changing direction and trading 1.1% lower at $197.42, the stock first climbed 1.4% to $202. The NVIDIA stock was down about 0.3% at the time of the video. The action came after shares fell 4.6% on Thursday, falling below the $200 mark, which has been a crucial technical indicator for investors. Only two brief intervals, late October to early November 2025, and again in mid to late April, have seen NVIDIA maintain values above $200. Near-term price movement is especially important as the most recent decline has rekindled worries that the stock might stay below that level for a long time. There are still strong signs of AI spending. The overall demand prognosis for NVIDIA's products is still strong despite the dip, thanks to growing capital expenditure pledges from significant tech firms. While Alphabet improved its guidance by $5 billion to as much as $190 billion, Meta Platforms increased its 2026 capital expenditure outlook by $10 billion to between $125 billion and $145 billion. Microsoft stated that it projects overall yearly spending of roughly $190 billion and anticipates capital expenditures exceeding $40 billion in the fourth quarter. The four hyperscalers are expected to spend up to $725 billion in 2026 when combined with Amazon's plans. With an estimated 90% of the demand for AI accelerators, NVIDIA continues to be a major beneficiary of this investment. Alphabet's problem. However, the growing emphasis on in-house semiconductor development by big IT companies has dampened investor enthusiasm. Alphabet emphasized the increasing demand for its tensor processing units, TPUs, which are marketed as substitutes for GPUs made by third parties. Additionally, the company stated that it intends to increase its commercial reach by selling TPUs directly to specific clients. Custom chips offer economic advantages for certain applications and may eventually lessen reliance on outside vendors, even if they are often less powerful than NVIDIA's high-end GPUs. Alphabet's impressive performance has strengthened the competitive narrative. On Thursday, its shares increased 10%, increasing its market capitalization to almost $4.65 trillion and pushing it closer to NVIDIA's valuation. After allegations that OpenAI missed internal revenue and growth targets, creating concerns about demand visibility, NVIDIA, which is presently valued at less than $4.8 trillion, has dropped more than 6% over the last two sessions. Defense agreements emphasize the strategic function. In the meantime, NVIDIA keeps growing its strategic presence through collaborations with governments. The business is one of several companies that have signed contracts with the U.S. Department of Defense for increased usage of cutting-edge AI capabilities on secret networks, along with Microsoft and Amazon. The agreements are intended to hasten the U.S. military's transition toward a AI-first force and permit the lawful operational use of AI technologies, according to a Defense Department statement. NVIDIA became the first firm in history to reach a $5 trillion market capitalization in October. However, a number of factors, including worries about the sustainability of significant investments in artificial intelligence, AI infrastructure, and the potential impact of geopolitical events on the corporation, caused the semiconductor giant's stock to experience a difficult period following that. Therefore, NVIDIA's gains over the last 6 months were only 11%, but the PHLX semiconductor sector index as a whole has increased by 40%. The good news for investors is that NVIDIA's stock has recently started to rise again. As of this video, it has increased by more than 21% in April. As a result, it has recovered its $5 trillion market capitalization. It won't be shocking if NVIDIA keeps up that pace. In fact, it has a strong possibility of being the first $10 trillion firm in history in the next 3 years. In the era of AI inference, NVIDIA is set to make significant gains. Over the past 3.5 years, NVIDIA's graphics processing units, GPUs, have been essential to the training of well-known large language models, LLMs. The business is now positioning itself for expansion in the era of AI inference. Simply explained, inference is the process of using previously unseen data to apply learned AI models to new situations. Hyperscalers and AI companies have started purchasing more custom AI processors due to their cost-effectiveness and performance advantages, but it doesn't require as much raw processing power as training. But as the semiconductor market changes, NVIDIA won't stand by and let itself fall behind. NVIDIA CFO Colette Kress made the following statement during the February earnings call, citing benchmarks from semiconductor and AI infrastructure-focused data analytics provider SemiAnalysis. SemiAnalysis declared NVIDIA Corporation Inference King, as recent results from InferenceX reinforced our inference leadership, with GB300 and NVL72 achieving up to 50x performance per watt and 35x lower cost per token, compared with offerings. In the meantime, NVIDIA asserts that compared to its earlier generation Blackwell GB200 processors, the future Vera Rubin processors can cut inference costs by 90%. The Blackwell and Vera Rubin processors are expected to generate $1 trillion in data center sales between 2026 and 2027, likely due to the significant cost savings on AI inference. It's important to remember that only 6 months earlier, NVIDIA stated that it expected Blackwell and Rubin sales to total $500 billion in 2025 and 2026. Customers are obviously placing more orders as a result of the company's focus on developing more effective AI inference chips. Analysts have been increasing their projections of the company's revenue growth because of this. Additionally, leading AI firms creating applications like AI agents and physical AI are receiving chips from NVIDIA. Its relationships with Anthropic, Meta Platforms, xAI, and OpenAI, businesses that are already witnessing significant uptake of their AI inference applications, are mentioned by management. However, in 2025, the physical AI market brought in $6 billion for the corporation. Automated factory robots and robotaxis are examples of physical AI applications. NVIDIA has been collaborating with several businesses in these fields to make the most of a market that research and markets researchers predict will more than eightfold over the next 15 years to reach $3.25 trillion. All things considered, NVIDIA still appears to have plenty of potential for long-term expansion. But it shouldn't take long for the company's market capitalization to reach $10 trillion. The calculations to justify a market capitalization of $10 trillion. At the moment, NVIDIA is priced at 42.5 times earnings. When compared to the NASDAQ 100 index's earnings multiple of 33.4, using the tech-heavy index as a stand-in for tech equities, that is costly. However, the company's potential for market-beating earnings growth justifies that premium price. In the current fiscal year, its bottom line is anticipated to increase by 75% to $8.34 per share. In contrast, financial management company LPL Financial estimates that the tech sector's earnings increased by 44% year over year in the first quarter of 2026. As a result, NVIDIA is expected to surpass the tech industry this year. Crucially, it is anticipated to maintain strong earnings growth for the ensuing years. NVIDIA's stock would trade for $449 if it makes $13.60 per share in its fiscal 2029, which ends in January 2029, and trades at 33 times earnings at that time, in accordance with the average earnings multiple of the NASDAQ 100 index. That is currently more than twice as much. This implies that during the following 3 years, the market capitalization of this AI company may surpass $10 trillion. Therefore, there is still time for investors to purchase NVIDIA because the company's stock is expected to rise further due to the world's continuous large investments in AI data centers. On paper, Meta's first quarter results appeared impressive. The firm maintained its operating margin at 41%, while revenue increased by 33% to $56.3 billion. However, after Meta increased its 2026 capital expenditure forecast to $125 billion to $145 billion, the shares still dropped almost 7% in extended trade. The explanation was straightforward. Wall Street does not like an even larger AI bill, but it does enjoy growth. Zuckerberg spoke confidently, stating that the business sees enough proof in its own work and throughout the industry to support the investment, while Meta explained that the higher spending is due to increasing component pricing and additional data center costs. What Meta's $145 billion actually implies. This is not a one-quarter overshoot, which is the most straightforward interpretation of Meta's new guidelines. It is a substantial investment in AI infrastructure. According to Meta, the funds will be used for future data center expansion and increased component costs. In just the first quarter, the company has already spent $19.8 billion on capital expenditures. This aligns with its agreement with NVIDIA from February, which plans for the widespread deployment of NVIDIA CPUs together with millions of Blackwell and Rubin GPUs and Spectrum-X networking equipment. To put it simply, Meta is locking in a multi-year build-out of the AI stack rather than only purchasing additional servers. Every sign the business is seeing gives them confidence in this investment, Zuckerberg stated plainly during the call. With about 90% of the training and inference markets, NVIDIA is the clear first benefactor. When hyperscalers continue to invest in AI factories, such a stance is crucial. Even though analysts anticipated more than 70% earnings growth in the upcoming fiscal year, NVIDIA was trading at 24.5 times forecast earnings at the time. To put it simply, investors are still paying a value that seems fair given the company's expansion and market dominance in AI chips. In certain aspects, Micron is more intriguing, but it's less clear. Along with Samsung and SK Hynix, Micron is one of just 3 worldwide providers of high-bandwidth memory, or HBM. This is significant because HBM sits next to sophisticated AI chips and provides them with fast access to the data they require. Meta claimed that its increase in capital expenditures was due to rising component prices, which made the connection more difficult to overlook. The market is still quite competitive, as demonstrated by Micron's most recent performance. The company projected fiscal third-quarter adjusted EPS of $19.15, significantly higher than the $12.03 MarketWatch consensus. Professional investors observed evidence that the AI infrastructure cycle is not slowing down, while retail investors identified a spending issue. The bull case for chipmakers was reinforced rather than weakened by Meta's call. The demand for NVIDIA's GPUs, networking equipment, and CPUs, as well as Micron's HBM chips, now appears to be more of a structural trend than an isolated spike, as Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, and Alphabet are still anticipated to spend hundreds of billions of dollars on AI build-outs in 2026.
Look at the cloud growth numbers, Amazon, Google, Microsoft. I think that was as robust as we've ever seen relative to expectations. I think when you look especially at Microsoft, that shows from the enterprise in terms of what adoption looks like. And then cherry on top of the sundae is Apple, where, New York City cab driver was bearish on Apple. And now look at that quarter. Look at the growth next quarter. So I think when you put it all together, Bulls go into the weekend very happy. The Bears, they'll be in hibernation mode in their caves, looking for some bad news over the weekend.
If it's early innings for the AI trade, what is it for the stocks, though? Because obviously stocks are forward-looking. Are we earlier or are we later than that?
It's year 3 of an 8 to 10 year build out in terms of AI revolution. So I get that we're going through some bifurcation in terms of some of the stocks, but the reality is that we believe tech stocks are up another 12, 15% rest of the year. And I think you have a lot of money coming off the sidelines that's going to start to go to derivatives, second, third, fourth derivatives. That's why you see names like an Intel doing what it's doing or a Cisco doing what it's doing. I think you're going to continue to see this play out over the coming months.
But to your point, there has been this bifurcation. Even within the Mag 7, we have Tesla, Microsoft, Meta actually all lower year to date. So if the AI trade just got reconfirmed, where does new money go today?
Yeah, but to that point, you also need to see monetization. Like if you look at Tesla, they're just building out their physical AI strategy when it comes to autonomous, robotics, and obviously cybercab. You look at Apple, just starting the AI strategy in terms of, go at WWDC. And obviously, I think that's going to be a golden era for them. But you want to put money in Google, in Microsoft. I believe Meta is way oversold here. And of course, NVIDIA, this is all just leading up to what's going to be just a robust quarter for NVIDIA. And I continue to think that's a $6 trillion market cap, 2027.
Outside of the Mag 7, what stocks should definitely be in an everyday investor's portfolio at this point?
Well, I think it's derivatives of chips, right? I mean, we talk about from AMD to Micron, from a software perspective, we talk about Palantir, Snowflake, Salesforce. I think ServiceNow way oversold in terms of what we saw last week. But then it's about the derivatives, right? In terms of energy, the GE Vernovas, the irons. I think you're just starting to see what to me are going to be the sort of second, third, fourth derivatives of the AI revolution playing out.
Where could investors get hurt chasing this, though?
I think investors could get hurt trying to understand where there's fraud. Just because a company says that they're doing AI doesn't mean that they're an AI company, right? So I think it's separating out what the demand, what the monetization looks like, and who are going to be the winners, especially when it comes to infrastructure, software. Look, and I think, and we have our Ives Power 30, research that we put out. To me, it's about derivatives that are going to continue to play out across software, across infrastructure, across power. But that's also why I believe, like me and you've talked about, we talk about NASDAQ 25,000. We're going to be talking about NASDAQ 30,000 in the next 12 to 18 months.